What is up, everyone? Barricade here and bringing you guys part 1 of Gears of War Annihilation, a story that I created myself that talks about Emergence Day and eventually shows the story of a new character that I created by the name of Ivan Flores, actually the younger brother of Maria Flores and brother-in-law to Dominic Santiago. He's actually a non-canon character that was never actually in the story or in the game at all. It's just simply my own character. But I thought I'd implement his story into Emergence Day to show exactly what had happened to Maria's family and their children, and his first encounter with locusts and fighting to survive. Just once again, this is a non-canon story that I created myself, and I feel like you guys would be quite interested in. So anyways, guys, let's get started. Gears of War Annihilation. Hey, Mom! Where's Dad? Ivan asked as he went into the garage looking for him. Oh, he went to the store. He wanted to get some snacks for the grandkids when they come over today, his mother replied. Ivan smiled. Oh, that's right. Maria and Dom moved into their new house today. What's their new house like? Mrs. Flores stood up with a big smile on her face. It's beautiful. I'm so happy for them. Meet Ivan Flores, the younger brother to Maria Flores, also brother-in-law to Dominic Santiago. He is a young man who recently graduated out of high school and is going to college while working a part-time job. Ah, man, I was looking for Dad though. I really need his help. I needed him to take me to Tyro Station Tires. All 4 of my tires in my car are messed up and I need replacements, Ivan explained. With a concerned look, Mrs. Flores responded, Son, don't worry about it. You have all day. He's gonna be back soon. Out of nowhere, they heard a doorbell ring, and Ivan went to answer it. Right in front of him was Dominic and Maria, with Benedito and Sylvia, all happy to be there. You ready for some trouble, Uncle Ivan? Dominic jokingly asked, as the kids rushed into the house, so eager to see their grandmother. Dom and Maria hung out for a little bit, but then they decided to leave and spend the day alone together. Ivan and his mother were watching the children having a great time. Ivan's father eventually did come back, and they had a good time together. Nothing was better than days like this with the family. Being around his parents and the grandchildren, all having fun, laughing, enjoying food, enjoying each other's presence, making memories. Little did they know that this was going to be the last time they were going to be able to do this. Something from below was going to tear this world apart. It started early, without any warning. Some people were enjoying their days off with their loved one. Some were enjoying a day out, not a care in the world. Why should they care? It was just another day, right? No, it really wasn't. It was the start of something new. Something that the world never expected. Ivan woke up to the sound of sirens in the distance. He had slept in that day after staying up late with his niece and nephew. He could hear gunfire, crashing, people screaming. He thought for a second that it was his mother or father watching a loud, scary movie on the television. If only it was something so simple. It started on the major highway. Many people were backed up and waiting to get to work, but never understood truly why the traffic wasn't moving. But as they rose up, vehicles fell into the depths, never to be seen again. People had to flee from the highway on foot. Some didn't make it. Some were gunned down. The highway was not too far away from Ivan's house, and he knew that they were coming. On TV, he saw news reports of this new enemy, humanoid beings with scales, attacking the world, killing people relentlessly, with no mercy. He couldn't believe his eyes. This is fake, right? This is some kind of prank. This isn't real. Right, Mom? Ivan asked his mother, with fear in his eyes and his voice. His mom didn't respond. Mrs. Flores' eyes were glued to the television, and she was speechless, her throat filled with fear, and it choked her vigorously. She had a fight with herself to get the words out. Ivan? Your father's at the Spectrum. The Spectrum was right next to the highway, mere running distance from it. And he was right in the middle of the emergences that just happened not even 5 minutes ago. Ivan stood up and stared his mother in the eyes. I need to get Dad. I need to get him out of there. Right now. Ivan said this with a little more courage in his voice. But you can see it in his body. He was shaking. He was full of fear. His mother begged him to stay. She knew that him going there could be a death sentence. But before they could even make a decision, the ground beneath them shook and tore. The living room floor looked like shattered glass as it started to crack and give way. Ivan immediately ran to the guest room where the children were. The kids! I need to get the kids! Mom! They ran into the guest room, but by the time they got there, the floor of the guest room was replaced by a bottomless crater. And through the doorway, Ivan could see the children hanging for dear life at the tips of their fingers. Ivan immediately lunged and laid on his stomach as he grabbed both their arms. Come on, kids, please pull yourself up. I got you! He leaned over and started pulling them up. They were almost there when he felt a blunt hit to the back of the head. He stumbled and lost his grip. Just for 1 second, he let go. And when he looked into the crater, all he saw was them falling and disappearing into the darkness. No! No! Was all that he could say, because he knew that the children were gone. He laid face down, tears streaming from his eyes, when he could feel the weight of boots landing right next to him. He turned to see one of those things right in front of him. A creature about 6 feet tall, arms and legs like a human, but the face of a demon, skin of scales, and eyes of a monster. It growled and said one single word, "Hominid," and aimed its rifle at his face. But before it could fire, Mrs. Flores had attacked it, rushing it with the kitchen knife, stabbing at it, but to no avail. It started choking her with its bare hands. She turned to face her son, and with her last breath said, "Run, Ivan." He laid there frozen, unable to move. He wanted to help his mother, but it happened too fast. Mrs. Flores was swinging the knife relentlessly and managed to stab the monster in the eye. It let out a blood-gurgling scream as it let go of her. At this moment, she took advantage and rushed the creature with all her might, tackling it. They both went flying into the crater, lost in the darkness. Ivan laid there, unsure what to do next, his whole life crashing down right in front of him. In mere minutes, he had lost the children, lost his mother, and now laid alone inside the home, with craters in 2 of the rooms, ready to spew out more of these demons. He could hear them rustling in the ground, pulling themselves up. He knew he had to get away before they emerged. He used all of his strength to pull himself up and run out of the house and make it to his car, turning it on, driving to the Spectrum. Many thoughts rushed into his mind. What am I gonna tell Dad? What am I gonna tell Maria? And Tom? He felt like he had failed them. A mixture of emotions swirled deep within his heart. From deep sadness to pure hatred. He didn't understand why any of this was happening. He just wanted life to be normal again. This is all a dream. This is all a dream. This isn't real, Ivan said over and over to himself, wishing that he would wake up. But this was real, and his life had changed forever. He didn't want to believe it. He kept arguing with himself over and over that this was all fake, that this wasn't really happening. But as he drove down the street of his own neighborhood, he saw that it was all too real. Houses destroyed, bodies, those things killing people nearby in the distance, gunfire, screaming. His entire neighborhood had been turned upside down, and all of this had happened in a mere half an hour. Life is fragile, and he knew that now.